A man vanishes from his peaceful farm in the Irish countryside. No struggle, no goodbye, just silence. Weeks later, the truth begins to bubble up not from a suspect's mouth, but from deep inside a slurry tank. And what it reveals is pure horror. Just when it felt like Michael Gaine had vanished into thin air, no trace, no answers, no closure, the land itself broke its silence. On the evening of Thursday, May 16th, 2025, the investigation into Michael's disappearance took a chilling and unexpected turn. A family friend and two neighbors performing a routine task on Michael's own land were spreading slurry across a field in Carrig East. It was supposed to be just another job. But then, the spreader machinery jammed. At first, it was written off as a mechanical issue, clogs happen. But when they stopped to investigate the blockage, what they pulled from the pipe wasn't just debris, it was tissue and bone. They knew immediately this wasn't an accident. Panic turned to protocol. Gardaí were called. Within hours, the entire area, including the slurry tank, the machinery, and the surrounding field, was sealed off and designated a crime scene. A farm once known for sheep and cattle was now the epicenter of a possible murder investigation. Early the next morning, teams from the Garda Technical Bureau and the Office of the State Pathologist arrived on site. They began a painstaking forensic excavation, searching for every fragment, every clue, and every hidden truth the land might still hold. The field was no longer just a place to work the soil, it had become a graveyard of secrets. For nearly 2 months, the case of Michael Gaine was a haunting mystery, a man gone without a trace. But this gruesome discovery changed everything. This wasn't a disappearance anymore. It was a crime. Barely 48 hours after human remains were discovered clogging a slurry tank on Michael Gaine's farm, Gardaí made their move. On the morning of Saturday, May 18th, 2025, a man in his early 50s was arrested on suspicion of murder. He was personally known to Michael, though authorities have not yet disclosed the nature of their relationship. Neighbor, friend, rival, that piece is still under wraps. The suspect is being held under Section 4 of Ireland's Criminal Justice Act 1984, which permits Gardaí to detain someone for questioning for up to 24 hours without charge. It's a rare and serious legal move, one that signals the investigation is no longer chasing shadows. It's locking onto someone real. At this stage, Gardaí have stayed tight-lipped, no name, no motive, no confession. But multiple Irish media outlets, including the Irish Times and Independent IE, report that detectives are exploring a personal dispute, a falling out that may have spiraled into violence. This is the first major suspect, the first potential glimpse behind the curtain, and maybe, just maybe, the beginning of justice for Michael Gaine. With a man in custody and the farm now treated as a crime scene, the spotlight shifted to forensics because now every detail matters. The human remains recovered from the slurry tank, including bone fragments and tissue, were sent for urgent DNA analysis. Gardaí have said it's strongly believed the remains belonged to Michael Gaine, but at the time of the arrest, formal identification was still pending. Alongside DNA testing, the state pathologist's office launched a full post-mortem examination. Their job, to determine how Michael died, when it happened, and whether there are signs of dismemberment, trauma, or even attempts to destroy evidence. And they're not just looking at the remains. Every inch of Michael's farm, from the slurry tank to the pipes, the machinery, and even the soil surrounding the scene, is being re-examined under forensic conditions. It's no longer about looking for a missing man. It's about collecting evidence for a potential murder trial. Investigators are also scouring trace DNA, fibers, and biological samples, anything that might point to how Michael's body ended up in the tank. Was it moved? Was it concealed there immediately after his disappearance? Or was it dumped later once the heat died down. These forensic results won't just confirm identity. They'll rewrite the timeline, reveal the method, and possibly connect the suspect to the crime scene in undeniable ways. This is the part of the case where science starts speaking louder than speculation, and what it says could be explosive. Now that Michael Gaine is presumed dead and a man known to him is behind bars, the question haunting everyone is why? Investigators are working around the clock to piece together the motive and the moment that turned a rural farmer's quiet life into a national murder mystery. And it starts by rebuilding the timeline. They're going back through every second of the CCTV footage, dash cam clips, and phone records they collected early on, this time with sharper focus. Anything that might have seemed minor before is now re-evaluated through a new lens, a homicide investigation. Gardaí are also conducting fresh interviews with locals, workers, and anyone who interacted with Michael in his final days. Were there tensions? Was he in a conflict? Did someone stand to gain from his silence? There's also one dark, unconfirmed theory now on the table that Michael may have been dismembered to fit his remains into the slurry tank. If proven, that would speak volumes. That wouldn't be a crime of passion. That would suggest planning, calculation, and a desperate effort to erase a body, a person, a life. The slurry tank, investigators now believe, may not have just been the first hiding place. It may have been the last resort of someone panicking, someone trying to cover their tracks in a way only a farmer or someone familiar with the land would ever think of. For now, Gardaí aren't revealing their full theory, but the pieces are coming together: a personal connection, a hidden motive, and a method that suggests more than just impulse. This was not random. This was deliberate. And whoever did this thought they'd buried the truth for good. In the hills of County Kerry, the green fields of Carrig East don't feel peaceful anymore. Michael Gaine's farm, once just another stretch of countryside, is now a place locals drive past in silence. A place marked by crime scene tape, forensic tents, and an unshakable sense of unease. Neighbors are stunned. The idea that someone among them, someone familiar, someone trusted, could be behind this has shaken the very core of the community. Conversations are hushed. People are locking their doors. Trust has been replaced by suspicion. And at the center of it all, Michael's family waits. His wife, Janice, his sister, Norrin. Their grief is heavy, but right now, so is their silence. They've asked for privacy and for the public to stop speculating, stop sharing theories, stop playing detective online. They just want the truth. No more rumors, no more pain. As the forensic results come in and Gardaí continue to build their case, one thing is certain: this investigation isn't over. We now know Michael Gaine didn't vanish. Someone made him disappear, and someone thought a slurry tank could keep that secret buried forever. But secrets don't stay buried. Not in a place like this. Not with an entire nation watching. Right now, Gardaí are holding one man, but the bigger picture, the why, the how, and who else might know something is still forming. More details will become available as authorities release further information, and when they do, we'll be here to break it down piece by piece. If you're from Ireland, especially County Kerry, and you know something, no matter how small, speak up. Silence only protects the wrong people. This isn't just a mystery anymore.